Hello. Microphone check. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Hope for Prisoners Tuesday Night Huddle Up. I am John Ponder, founder and CEO, and I am so glad that you have joined us for our Tuesday Night Huddle Up tonight. You are in for an absolute treat. I want to say hello to everyone who's gathered here at the Hope for Prisoners Billy Walters Center for Second Chances in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Can you guys give yourself a big round of applause? You can get louder than that, can't you? Want to give a big shout out to everybody inside Nevada Department of Corrections. We got Gene Conservation Camp, we got Casa Grande, and we got them awesome men over at 12A at Southern Desert Correctional Center. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? We also want to give a big shout out to everyone who is joining on the Hope for Prisons Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and the LinkedIn page from all over the world. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? Well, we want to start out, you guys are in for an absolute treat tonight, so strap your seatbelts on. We want to give you an opportunity because this is the time before we get into it. We love to hear in the Hope for Prisons fashion any testimonies anybody like to share. Somebody might have just gotten a job, completed vocational training, or then my all-time favorite, somebody might have some clean time up underneath your belt. You know, the Bible says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our what? You can't say the word of our what? So we want to open it up to those of you here in this room, or if you're at one of the correctional facilities, slip that little yellow hand up. Or if you are joining online, just make sure you drop into the chat, and Chad is monitoring the chat. So we're going to open it up. Anybody, come on up. Can we give them a big, gigantic hand while they're coming up? And what I want you to do is look over in the camera right there. And what is that testimony you'd like to share with us?
Hello, my name is Alexander Flisk. So I want to say what's up to Tiny, Luke, and Tommy in there.
In 12A?
In 12.
Because you was once in there?
I was.
And now you're on the outside?
I'm about to move into my own apartment with my baby mama and my kid.
He said he's moving his own apartment.
Yes, with my kid and his mom.
Oh, there we go. High five, man. Outstanding. Yes. Good deal. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Look over in the camera over there because I'm about to make you famous. Do your hair like this. There we go.
Hi, I'm Dolores, and I started a job on the 9th. Thank you, John.
Where'd you start working at?
JW Marriott.
Give her a hand. My goodness. High five. Come on up. Step up. Step up.
Hi, my name is Mel, and I got a job through you guys. I'm still sober, and we've been up here wrapping gifts for all the kids and everything. So just want to say hello to my mom, Debbie, in North Carolina. I love you. And to everyone at Gene and Casa. I love you, Linda.
All right, give her a high five for that. Thank you so much. What's up, brother? Man, the guys over there in 12A is going to go a little crazy with your handsome face. Tell them what's at it.
Shout out to 12A. Just want to let you guys know, I did the electrical training inside, and now I'm working as an electrician at Helix. So,
give him a high five, man. Wait, but that's not all. That's not all. So he did the electrical training inside 12A, right? He got out. He needed to get a driver's license. We used our contact to get him fast track right into the DMV. So he got a driver's license. Did you get a car?
I did.
So you're driving back and forth. Man, give him a high five, man. Good job. Very proud of you, man. Good deal. Mike, anybody inside the institutions, man, I love that, man. Can we give them a gigantic round of applause for all that good stuff? We're going to go inside the Casa Grande Transitional Facility. Step up, tell us your name, and what is that you'd like to share?
My name's Nicole, and I just want to give a shout out to my kids, Xavier, Ava, my sister, whoever's watching, and a shout out to Jean. I miss all you ladies, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Well, give her a hand for that. Give her a hand. Come on, step up. Tell us your name. What is that testimony you'd like to share?
Hey, my name is Robert Rodriguez. I want to thank God for my salvation. And today I did my case plan and signed up for Culinary Academy. On a Culinary Academy, and I'm 4 months sober. So,
man, give him a hand for that. 4 months of sobriety. We really should be celebrating that, right? He said he has 4 months of sobriety, right? Let's excite. Man, you guys are getting a little better than that. He's got 4 months of sobriety. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, man. Keep up the good work. So what I want you guys to do before we do this, why don't we go ahead and open up in prayer, because you guys are in for an absolute treat. And you're going to know why when I tell you. So let's bow our heads in prayer. Father, we just come before you right now in the name of Jesus, God. We thank you for this day. We thank you for waking us up this morning with you in our mind, God, you in our heart, and just giving us another breath of life, God, to live for you. We thank you for everything you do, the things you've done, God, and everything that we know that your word promises that you will do. We invite you in the midst of this huddle up today, God. We ask you to huddle up with us. Father, we thank you for our speaker. God, we ask you to illuminate every gift, talent, and ability that's on the inside of them and give everyone in this room and everybody online eyes to see and ears to hear, God, the transformation in his life, God, and let him impart something into us that's going to take us up to the next level of life. God, we love you. We worship you. And we pray this prayer in this matchless name of Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name, everybody said amen. Now, I want you to look at the person next to you and say, get ready. No, you got to say it like it mean it. Let's go one more time. Say, get ready. No, say, get ready. Everybody say, good, get ready. Say, this is going to be good. I'm going to read his bio, then I'm going to turn him over to you. And you guys better strap on your seatbelt. I'm talking about our friend Dorian Wormsley. Dorian Wormsley is a speaker, a sober wellness coach, the host of the Bamboozin podcast. He's a Hope for Prisoners alumni graduate from 2016, and Dorian began rebuilding his life after jail through discipline, fitness, and personal growth. Nearly 4 years clean and sober. He now helps others transform from the inside out using his bamboo metaphor to remind people that unseen growth is still growth. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners alumni, Mr. Dorian Wormsley. Welcome to the Huddle Up.
Hello.
What's
going on, man?
All right,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, man.
I wanted to make some noise again for you guys showing up today. So let's go ahead and make some noise again. I loved hearing all the testimonies of sobriety. I once was in your shoes showing up to huddles on Tuesdays. For me, it was a way to stay past curfew. I was like, my PO wanted me to stand at 6. I'm like, I'm going to Hope for Prisoners, get that extra hour, take my time to get on the bus, and just embrace that extra time outside of my curfew. Also, today I am celebrating an 11-year anniversary. 11 years ago today, I got released from the hospital at Sunrise after being there for 3 weeks because I fell from a 4-story window. Yeah, clap it up, Rob. Yep. So that is where some of my story began. That is where I had somewhat of a waking moment. Now, I might ask you, somebody's blacked out drunk and they almost lose their life. What's the one thing they might stop doing? Bingo. Do you think I did it? Sure did it. Because I didn't realize at the time that alcohol was the problem. I thought it was one of those one-off things. Like, I got so drunk I spent so much money, or it's something you don't hear every day. So for 7 more years after I fell from a 4-story window in 2014, I continued to drink. I continued to drink because it helped me feel seen. It helped me feel wanted. When I was a child, me and my mother were homeless. We lived in Orange County, California. We were living in and out of motels, not knowing where our next meal was going to come from. We relied on charities. We relied on vouchers, moving all across Orange County, California, different hotels every night. And there were nights where she would look to me and say, look, son, it'll be greater later. And I used to think, this woman's crazy. Why can't it be greater now? But that was her promise and her belief that one day our life would change. And then it did. She moved us to Vegas. She got a job at the 99-cent store on Maryland and Flamingo, making $6.15 an hour, raising 2 kids on her own. Strong Hispanic woman, proud of her, love her. Even though we made it out of position, fast forward 2014, we're back in a tough spot. I'm damn near dead. Sorry for cussing, John. I'm pretty much almost dead, laying in a hospital bed, and I had put her there. I felt a lot of shame as a son, a lot of embarrassment. My mom worked so hard to give me a better life. Father wasn't around, but here we were again, and I just felt so bad because I put her in this position. I remember looking at her face and just seeing the despair, the pain, seeing her firstborn son, tubes coming out of my neck. I'm in a coma for a week, not able to move my body. Once I got released from the hospital, I made a promise. That's it, man. I got to stop drinking. I almost died. This is it. We're done. 3-4 weeks later, I start walking again. I start talking again. I went back to the clubs, back to drinking. lying to myself saying, hey, as long as I don't black out, it's okay. I can continue to drink. Then I started blacking out. It's okay. If I black out and I'm at my friend's house, it's safe. I won't fall from a 4-story window. Yeah, right? It's funny to laugh now. I promise. I healed from it. And then I remember in 2021, March 2021, I had a roommate at the time, and I told her, hey, I'm going out for one drink. I'll be back. We'll go grocery shopping tonight. It was about 5 p.m. Next thing you know, at 5 a.m., she's picking me up. I'm lambing Bonanza in the Walgreens parking lot. I'm asleep. I got so drunk, I don't even know how I got there. But luckily, she had my location, and she found me. I got a video of it. It was embarrassing to see myself like that because I'm like, dude, you almost died. 2014, and here you are again, blacked out. Anything could happen if you're on the east side, passed out. I'm lambing Bonanza and Walgreens. So then I started to think to myself, is this the life I truly want for myself? Did my mom work so hard all those nights for me to just be a drunk and continue to make bad decisions? Yeah, my dad wasn't in my life. It sucked. Alcohol gave me a sense of meaning. But at some point, you got to take accountability. You are where you are because of your choices. Now, have things influenced it? Possibly. But it's up to you to decide how you're going to let it influence it. Are you going to let it to continue to lead you down a self-sabotaging road, or are you going to use it, take it as power to elevate you to the next level? Now, rewind it just a little bit. Before my accident in 2014, I was drunk, took a friend's car, his girlfriend's car, without asking, crashed it, ran. Parents pressed charges. While I was in the hospital fighting for my life, my mom tells me, hey, there's a warrant for your arrest for that accident. So now I'm panicked. I'm like, dude, my body's broken and I got a warrant for my arrest. I can't go to jail like this. My mom's like, hey, don't worry about it. They don't know where I live. I'm not going to let them take you. You're my son. Some of you guys are parents, you ride for your kids. So I felt it. I was like, all right, nothing's going to happen. A night before my best friend's funeral, a friend of mine runs a red light. Cops pull us over, and I already knew. They're going to ask for my ID. They're going to run my name. Sure enough, they run my name, warrant for my arrest, felony, grand theft auto. A year previously, that happened when I was drunk. I break down to the officer. I'm like, man, please, my brother's funeral's tomorrow. Like, please, like I would, but it's a felony. I got to take you in. Takes me in. I get on probation. This is now 2014 or 15 now. I get on probation. I didn't know how probation worked. And honestly, I didn't take it serious. PO came to my house, didn't like her. She was very mean, in my opinion. Went through my phone and I was back to my same actions. She found pictures of me at the club with bottles when I was supposed to be at curfew. Arrested me in front of my mom. My mom's crying. So here I am again, letting my mother down after everything she's done for me. I felt very just dumb. How do you keep making these decisions? I get out of jail in 2016, New Year's Day. I tried to get jobs. Couldn't get a job, man. I went everywhere. Had my suit, had my slacks, riding the bus across town. Interviews went great. Background check, sorry, we can't hire you. And you might know, it's a process. You go to one interview, go to two interviews, you get a background. It's about 2-3 weeks before you get that no. And then my PO sent me to Hope for Prisoners, 2016. So I go to Hope for Prisoners with an open mind. I have nothing to lose at this point. I can't get a job. They have a program that's going to help me. So I signed up. I went through the week-long program. I had some classmates in there, met John, and something about his energies made me feel like I could believe in myself. I was like, somebody who looks like me, a black man with all this energy, he's made it through what he's made through, and he's here showing up for us. Why can't that be me? I didn't expect to go to Hope for Prisoners and just get handed a job on the platter. I knew they were giving me tools to succeed and become a better, successful citizen. So I took those. I get off probation in 2017 after a year and a half. What do you think I did? Right back to it. Coachella, Jameson, women, Adderall, now mixed. I went right back to my toxic behavior. And when I think back on it, I'm like, man, my PO being on my ass so much probably kept me alive longer than I should have, because I'm at curfew, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking. But once she let me off, I was back to it. And then I continued. What I realized is the seeds that were being planted when I was showing up here every Tuesday were going to help me grow in the future. But because I didn't see it yet, I didn't know it was happening. 2022, Christmas, I'm coming up on 4 years sobriety. 2021, I began working for myself as a fitness coach. And I realized if I want to be sharp and I want to have clients, I got to be sober and I can't be chasing women. Because my father was in my life, that's how I felt validated. Chasing women, being promiscuous, popping Adderalls, drinking Jameson. I felt like the man, but I was broke financially, emotionally, spiritually. So I promised myself, you know what? We're going to go sober. We're going to go celibate. How long? Don't know. But I need to lock in for my business. I need to get better. And if I want to maintain my business, I got to be clear-minded and prepared at all times. After about 6-7 months of sobriety and celibacy, it seemed as though the clouds from my eyes just opened up. And I just felt so awoke. I was like, all this time I had this fog holding myself back, chasing the wrong things instead of diving deeper into my personal self. And that's where I began to find my value. When I started to work on myself, own my actions, and realize I deserve better and I deserved more. I went through all those things for a reason. The reason is using it as power to help people like you who might feel down on your luck. You might feel at your rock bottom, but you're not. The rock bottom is your foundation. In order for you to grow high, you need a strong foundation. So continue to do the work on yourself. Continue to show up here every Tuesday. What's up, Julia? You snuck in. I didn't see you. Whoa. Now I'm nervous. I'm just kidding. One of the most fascinating things to me is the bamboo plant. Is anybody familiar with bamboo? So with the bamboo plant, when you plant that seed, you don't see nothing happening for 5 years. You're watering it, you're fertilizing it, you're giving it love, and you're probably thinking, what am I doing here? Nothing's showing up. Why am I still doing the work? But then year 5, it hits the surface. It begins to sprout. It took 5 years to hit the surface. And in the next few weeks, it begins to grow foot by foot. So at any point, had you stopped doing the work, you never would experience your forest of bamboo growing for you. And that's the message I leave you with, is that you're coming in here every Tuesday. You might not leave here with a 6-figure job offer every time, but that doesn't mean growth's not happening. Just because you can't see the growth doesn't mean it's not happening for you. So continue to show up here for yourself, for your kids, for your partner. Because if you keep showing up, there's no doubt that the flourishing force is going to come your way. You just got to trust that it's coming, regardless if you can see it or not. Another thing I realized was we all have a choice to make. We can continue to use our tragedies and our traumas to remain a victim, or we can use those to be victorious. I've been through things just like you. I've been here at the huddles every Tuesday at one point. I understand what it feels like. But if you trust and believe you are capable of getting yourself out of position, then it's possible. You're planting seeds today. You're planting that bamboo seed, so continue to show up here for yourself. Continue to water it. I've been trying to come here to speak for a while. My life wasn't where it's at. It took 9 years, and here we are. It took me 7 years to stop drinking. A lot of relapses, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure. That means now I got more knowledge of how to approach situations when they come my way. Boom. I didn't have a banger prepared to end it off, but we can open up, I guess, for Q. Oh, what's up? Oh, so now I am a fitness coach still, work for myself. I'm also a sober wellness coach, so I have an online coaching program to help people who are navigating their identity after sobriety. Because the one thing that was hard for me at the 7-month mark was, how do I date? How do I hang out with my friends? I went to a concert one time in the parking lot and couldn't go in. I was scared to go in. I was like, what do you do sober at a concert? That's kind of weird. I never done it. So I created an online coaching program to help people deal with that, handle that. And then I have a podcast called the Bamboo Season Podcast. It's based off the metaphor I just told you. And my guests come on, they share their story. Because we see people where they're at, but we don't always know the journey it took them to get there. There was a lot of hard work, ups, downs, trauma, but they chose to rise. And I like giving the world real stories from real people. I had Tiffany Smith on it, had John Ponder on it, had Rob back there on it. I love hearing stories from people because when you tell your story, it's almost healing for yourself, but also somebody in the audience might really hit with that. Somebody here's a parent going through it. Somebody's beating addiction right now. Somebody's just got out of prison, frustrated they can't get a job. So I feel like it's very important to tell your story. Even you guys here, when you're out there, tell your story to somebody. Like, yeah, I made these mistakes, but here I am showing up still. Oh, keep asking questions. Go ahead. Ooh, keep them rooted. That was good choice of words. Back to the metaphor of the bamboo, I would say just trust the process. Things are going to happen for you. I remember when I was in the program 2016 and I was on the bus going home and I saw a gentleman who hadn't been there in like 2 days and he wasn't looking good, man. He wasn't looking good. Look, he was back to alcohol, drugs, I'm not sure. And I could see in his face when he saw me, he recognized me. He felt a little embarrassed and shamed. And I'm like, damn. For me, that was eye-opening. I'm like, I got to make sure I go back I got to go back to this program and I show up every Tuesday because going back to what you were, that's not fun. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different. You got to do something different, even though it's hard, even though it's uncomfortable. Oh, well, who cares? Do it hard. It's supposed to be. Oh. That's fire. I don't know if I would say I was strong. It was hard. I removed myself from environments and situations that could possibly trigger me. That means not going to Buffalo Wild Wings. That means not going to, I've canceled friends' birthdays. Sorry, I love you. It's your birthday, but I got to choose me. And that's the hardest part I think we deal with is we want to be there for our people, which is great, but you got to be there for yourself first. And if they're really your friends and your family, they're going to understand like, damn, Dorian, you need to get sober. I understand. And you got to just change your environment. People, I've got real good friends who, I have one of my closest friends. She drinks, she smokes still, but she knows I don't do that. So for her birthday, she planned a whole separate day just so I could be a part of her birthday. Like, hey, let's go bowling at 11 a.m. And I don't like going out. So I was like, damn, you got me. All right, we can go. And then the next day she went out with her other friends to drink and party. So like I shout out to my friend T. That's a great example of a friend. And a lot of us are tied to people based off history, based off growing up together. It's fine. Still have love for them. But sometimes you got to go over here until you can gain enough strength and then go back over here ready. But sometimes we want to just stick like, oh, it's my boy, it's my girl. That's fine. They had your back. But if you're trying to level up, you need to go over here, gain strength. And maybe when you come back, they're going to ask you, how'd you do it?
Man, that is so good. Can we give him a hand for that? That is so good because we have this thing where we say like your associations determine your destination, right?
That's fire.
And I was telling him I got 22 years clean and sober, right? And I know that it's the people that's in the world around me, right? I want to surround myself with people that's going to hold me accountable. And I don't have one person in my inner circle that would see me about to do something and not slap my eyebrows off my face because I give them full permission to do that. So that's very, very important. Give them a hand for that. You said you had a question, and I'm going to ask you to stand up. And what is that question, the comment that you might have for the great Dorian? Call him the great Dorian.
The great Dorian. I have a question for you. When you got out and you decided to start your own business, where did you find the foundation to do that as you were rebuilding? Because that's very admirable, and it's very hard to start your own business.
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
So for me, I had no idea what I was doing. To this day, I still don't. 4 years in, I'm learning as I go. But I just knew the situation I was in, where I was working, it wasn't it for me no more. And if you, like I said earlier, if you want different, you got to do different. It's going to be scary. It's going to be hard. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is I got to keep moving. There's a good saying that says it's hard to steer a parked car. So even though I didn't know, I'm like, I'm putting this thing in drive. If it's a stick shift, we're going full throttle, Fast and Furious 20, whatever. And I'm going to learn as I go. Because worst case scenario, I can go back to the job I had before. But why not dive in on myself. And as I went through it, a lot of mistakes, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But I will say, when you go into business for yourself, it does reveal a lot about who you are. There was clients who canceled on me, didn't want to re-sign up. I took it personal, very personal. And I realized because my dad was in my life. So I had to heal that situation to level up my business. Hope I answered your question, hopefully.
That is a great answer. Give him a hand for that. Please give him a hand. We are talking to the great Dorian Wormsley. There was a question over here somewhere. We're going to make our way over here. Excuse me there, Johnny boy. And what I'm asking you to do, I know he's over there, but I'm going to ask you, I know that's the type of guy I am. I'm going to need you to look right over into the camera and ask Dorian that question.
Dorian, I look over there. I kind of want to look at him,
I
though.
know. It's all right.
I'm all
It's all right.
side-eyeing him. My name's Francesca. I just wanted to know why you chose bamboo. You said it. You kind of explained why, but why? How did God put that in your heart as what made you want to base your podcast and your business and all that? Because I've always thought of bamboo as I had bought myself, for example, bamboo one time, and someone told me, you know that you're never gonna get anything from it because it's supposed to be gifted to you. So just hearing you talk like this, just because someone says it doesn't mean that's how it's gonna be. So that really touched me. And I forgot the name of your podcast.
Bamboo Season.
Bamboo Season. Thank you.
All right. So that's a great question.
So for me, it was something I heard from another speaker who gave that analogy. And then I just thought back to my life when I was in the hospital bed, unable to move my body. Now I can squat, run, do everything. I literally could not move. All I can do was play with a little mini band like this and just move Play-Doh. But that was me planting seeds. Those little actions over time led to me walking out of the hospital. Well, by law, they have to wheel you, but I wanted to walk. I'm like, nah, I put this work in. I want my walker. I'm walking out. And after that, I found fitness. I was like, I need to do something. I looked up PTSD and anxiety. They diagnosed me. I don't like being diagnosed with stuff. I'm like, you're lying. I know I'm not. Whatever. You think that. So then I just Googled, what's the best way to prevent or get ahead of anxiety, PTSD? It said fitness. There was a gym in my mom's complex. I would walk to the gym. I would walk on the treadmill 1 mile per hour for 10 minutes. I was scared to get my heart rate up because my body was broken. Day 2, 2 minutes. Day 3, 3 minutes. Within a week or two, maybe 2-3 weeks, body weight squats. I continued this progression. So finally I was like, all right, it's time to lift weights. Stop being scary. And here we are. You got to do, people just try to put their limitations on you. Believe in what you can and can't do. Take it easy. It's okay. No. Sometimes you got to go hard and get yourself out of that hole. Granted, give yourself grace in moments. But still, sometimes you can't just listen to everybody say. That's their experience. How many people have you met that fell from a 4-story window? Anybody met somebody? Go ask a doctor, what's this liability standing here like I am? They're going to give you their experience. But I'm going to change the game and show them, don't go do it. But, and like I said earlier, points of sharing your story. I had a woman today DM me. She saw my post, and she said she fell from a 4-story window in 2023. A part of me was touched that she also had the same accent, but then I'm like, I thought I was the only one. You trying to take my shine? But she says she felt inspired by me sharing my story because she's been embarrassed, and now she feels ready to speak up publicly because she was drunk and fell from a 4-story window.
That is so good. Give him a hand for that. Give him a hand. We are talking to Dorian Wormsley. Questions and comments that you might have.
Don't be shy.
From his experiences. I know a lot of things he said probably in the room resonated with you just a little bit. And I know even what he just said just now, I saw the biblical aspect of it, and that would preach in the church on Sunday, right? Not allowing people to put limitations on you. We'll open it up, questions and answers. We're going to go into Nevada Department of Corrections. Unit 12A, please step up, tell us your name, and what is that question or comment that you might have for Dorian Wormsley?
Hey, Dorian, my name is Freddie Ponce. What I understood was when you were talking about the staying sober and your celibacy. What I read from that is that you became focused. And the other part is when you spoke about arriving at Hope for Prisoners and gaining the tools. And here at Hope for Prisoners, we have so many tools at our access, and it's always positive to see when we use those and when we're able to implement them and it's real, it does make changes, such as CBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, all those emotional regulators to be able to deal with these conflict resolutions and to be able to, how do you say it? Maintain. So, yeah, I just want to say that piggyback off of that. Also, with Kyle and Alex that are there at the Huddle Up, I'd like to send a shout out to them because they've also been part of the book club that we've had here for the past year and a half, and it's still going strong. Our last book that we just finished this morning was Rising Strong by Brene Brown. So I just want to send my love out to them and keep going. You guys are great examples. Thank you.
Man, give him a hand for that. Give him a hand. We're gonna come back over here. You got to now. I came all the way on the side of the room. Who was it? Oh, you was waving. Don't ever go to an auction because you get caught at the auction meeting and spend $50,000. Chad, we're gonna be over here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. Stand up. Look at the camera over there. What's that question, comment you might have for Dorian?
So how hard was it for you to separate from your friends to going through your transition into sobriety?
Man, that's a great question.
So initially it wasn't hard because initially I was so focused on building my business. I had to be there every day, even if I didn't have clients or not, 6 to 6. I didn't have time to hang out and do those things. But about 5-6 months in was where the loneliness started to come in, because now I'm seeing them on social media, hanging out together. Nobody's inviting me no more. So I got in my feelings. I was hurt. And I had a pastor on my podcast once, and I told her this story. And she said sometimes they were protecting you. They knew you were going to do no good being out with them drinking. So they chose not to invite you. So it's about making a mindset shift of how you see things. That helps. Learn to not take things so personal. And the one thing that really helped me level up after I felt lonely was community. About 6 months in, I hosted my first charity event. I felt the love in there, and I'm like, okay, I got to keep doing this. Did another charity event for kids and the youth. Did another charity event for breast cancer. Did a toy drive. I'm like, wow, fun used to be drinking, chasing girls. Now fun is community, raising money for people or raising awareness for people who need help. To me, that's more fulfilling than a night of dopamine.
So good. Give him a hand for that, man. That is so good. Talking to Dorian Wormsley, questions and comments you might have. We're going to come over here to the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. I'm getting my cardio in.
Yeah, John.
Tell to what? She said to put Gene Camp up there, Chad.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I just really felt when you said about having like fun.
You don't really have an even comment. You want to see the people at Gene, don't you?
I do. About the bamboo, like it taking 5 years to flourish. I did about that much time, but we took that time while we were in prison. My friends Yvetto, Carla, my homegirl Robin right here, and really worked on ourselves. And with your help with Hope for Prisoners, like building a relationship with God and taking the tools that we learned and just to be successful. And it really made it that much easier when I got out because I have those tools and everything's just like coming and coming and coming. So, yeah.
Man, that is so good. You want to respond to that? I don't know if there's a response up in there, but that was some good stuff.
I'm happy you got your time to say hi to your friends. That's amazing. You deserve it. You did your time. You're doing work on yourself. Why not get a little opportunity to say hi to your friends, watching you grow? You're inspiring them to continue to do the work while they're in there. So I think it's beautiful. I was well needed.
Yeah, and Dorian, you know how powerful it is for those who are inside. And we have great leaders like you who come out of certain lifestyles. But when they see them in the room and they're connected here at the headquarters, then I know that encourages them, that there's nothing on the inside of them. It's not on the inside of them. They could just keep doing what they're doing and come home and walk that thing out. We're here with Dorian Wormsley. Questions, comments, something he said in his life transformation that may be inspiring you? Did I say expiring you? That might be inspiring you. Stand up. You got to turn around. You got to look at the camera over there. What is that question? That question and comment. And if you say that you just standing up here because you want to say hi to people at Casa Grande or mom back in South Carolina, we already did that. North Carolina. What is that question and comment?
I'm just wondering, how did you deal with the shame from like letting your parents down and things like that? And how long did it take for you to get over it or to work through it?
That's what I'm talking about. Great question.
Still not over it. I have that's the issue that's next on my roster or on my agenda to fix is that relationship with my mother. I still feel shame. I distance myself to this day, and it's been almost 10 years since the accident. I had her on my podcast not too long ago. There's a couple of things she's done I'm not a fan of, but I'm still working on that part of it. And that's just the proof to show that you never know how long the healing is going to take. It's something I definitely want to work on and get to, but you got to build the cathedral one brick at a time. So I'm just one thing at a time working up towards it. But I do plan to work through that still. It's still a work in progress.
That is so awesome. Can we give him a big, gigantic hand for that? Because that's a sign of a great leader, right? That to be transparent, unzip your heart and say that there's some things that we're still working on, right? Because on the outside, we might look really, really good, but on the inside, there's some things that we are dealing with. When we're transparent like that and we share with people, yeah, that thing right there, I'm still struggling with it. I think that encourages other people to do the same things. That makes sense. Can we give another hand with that? Yeah. So we're talking to Dorian Wormsley, and this is an opportunity for have some Q&A with him. Something he might have said that inspired you, some key little word. I'm looking at hands. We're going to go over to Casa Grande Transitional Facility. Please step up, tell us your name, and what is that question, comment that you might have for Dorian Wormsley? I think you're on mute. There we go.
And how do you deal with like the holidays or being around family and not having to drink or wanting to use or whatever?
Say the first part of what you said again with the camera was, I mean, the mic was on.
When was the last time you had, when was the last drink you had, or like how long ago? And then how do you deal with the holidays and stuff like that?
So the last time I drank was Christmas 2021.
Congratulations.
And I'm very far deep into it now. I've worked on myself enough to realize I don't even have the urge to want to drink. I don't have to try to not want to drink. That didn't happen overnight. It takes time. But my mindset was that when I gave up alcohol, I never said this day, 30 days. And I said, today, I can't do it. Right now, I can't do it. After 7 months of that, and I saw the growth in me, I felt the power, like I took my power back. That's where I was like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to give that up. So now I'll still go see friends, but I will say this. I didn't realize this till earlier this year, a few months ago, almost 3.5 years sober. I still have a trigger. When I'm out with my friends and they're getting together drinking, I begin to eat. I'm a desserts guy. So they're drinking whatever, and I'm like, shit, these cookies over here, if y'all ain't gonna be. But it literally just happened back in 4th of July. And then I remember telling my client this. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna hang out with them. But then I was like, no, you can't do that. It's running from the problem. Still go into it. You have awareness. Put some tools together to help you navigate that. So that's the next step I'm working on. I was shocked at myself. 4 years in almost, I'm like, I thought I was smooth sailing. But no. The more you grow, the more it's going to come in front of you to try to throw you off and test you if you're really about that growth.
That is really, really good. Give him a hand for that. Chad, we're going to come over here to the Billy Walters Center for Second Chance. We have the great Rob Bancard in the room. Can you give him a hand, please? Oh, man. The camera's right over there. What is that question on?
Well, I'm sorry. First and foremost, I like what you said about the can't steer a parked car, right? Got to keep moving. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fall, but fall forward, keep moving. I love that. And he left off that he was also selected for a very elite thing this year, Leadership Las Vegas. He was selected 60 leaders throughout the community. Dorian is now going through it right now. It's a great honor. And I love watching your journey. You know what I mean? I think about quantum entanglement, how we're all connected somehow, some way, you know, and I think that's what happens when you do the work, right? When you stay busy, you keep doing the work. So who was that first mentor for you?
For me, I would say the first person, I didn't meet them, but the first person that really inspired me and made me feel belief in myself was Eric Thomas. Anybody familiar with Eric Thomas? Hip hop preacher. Yep. So when I got out of jail and I was on probation, I had curfew, nothing to do, I would just get my mom's laptop and watch his videos on repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. I mean, every video again and again. And then back to the point of sharing your story, hearing his story, dad wasn't in his life. I relate. black male. I can relate. Got some tone in his voice. I can relate. Was homeless at some point, but he made a decision that to not use that as an excuse anymore. Because at some point you're an adult. At 18, you're grown. So everything you do after that, it's your fault. Regardless of what situation you're in, you make those choices. And I just took that same mentality for myself, and he helped me get through a lot hearing his messages still to this day. He's the reason that inspired me to become a speaker, want to be a speaker, wanting to tell my story, even trying to patch things up with my father. I haven't seen my father in 20 years. I had him on my podcast earlier this year to talk about why he wasn't in my life. Didn't like his answer. But I realized for me, it was still closure because there was nothing he could have said that made me feel better unless he said he was in a coma for 20 years. His answer was his answer. I had to accept it. And I'm okay now, moving forward. Like I said earlier, you got to heal those wounds or else they're going to stay with you forever. You don't know when they're going to trigger you. They're going to trigger you in your new relationship, your new job, when your boss tells you something you don't like. So it's very important to face the things you don't like. What you don't like to do is probably what you need to do. And yeah, that's the answer to that. Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher.
That is so good. Give me a hand for that. Man, I am so excited that you're going to be going through Leadership Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Because I went through Leadership Las Vegas too, class of 19. You were class of what? One of the greatest leadership developments that I have ever been through. So I'm excited what it's going to be for in your life. We have another question or comment here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chance. I'm going to have you stand up and look over in the camera over there and tell us your name. Tell us what you do. You're going to have the mic. Tell us your name. Tell us what you do. Flash that badge on them and ask the question.
Officer Tiffany Smith, pro on probation. You had said earlier that your PO was mean, and we've talked about this on your podcast. Can you, now that you're so far removed, can you see kind of a different perspective of where she was coming from?
Kinda.
Okay.
I'll be honest. So after having a conversation with you, I saw the other side of things, but I think her approach could have been more, I changed out of fear.
Right.
Of going back, not because I saw something else.
Right.
So it kind of worked, but then once that fear was gone, she was out, I was right back to what I was doing. So if I had a PO that, I won't say cared more, but yeah, cared more and was trying to help me rehabilitate and learn not to go and do the things I did, it probably would have been a little different. Can't change it. I don't want to change it. It happened how it happened.
Right.
But I do think, I don't know if she was new or something, but she was really on it. I took a friend's car. They treated me like I was on death row or something. I was like, bro, what?
Right. And we discussed this together. And I
Yeah.
think part of the way I supervise is giving you the empowerment to have enough faith in yourself to make the change, right? Not force the change, because we all know forcing change never works. You coming to the realization on your own that you had to do it yourself, and me being like a cheerleader in the background, helping you along the way. So as your friend, I'm super proud of you.
Thank you, Tiff.
Man, can you imagine if you had Tiffany Smith as your parole officer?
Oh, I'd have loved it.
Man, I think everybody loves Tiffany Smith. Can we give her another round of applause, please? We're talking to Dorian Wormsley, and this is an opportunity for some questions to answer. Questions or comments, something that Dorian dropped in this room that resonated with you. I know that there's lots of people, we'll go back out to Gene Camp, but I know there's lots of people that are in this room that are that have come out of recovery. You got some sobriety underneath your belt. And I know I'm going to come over to you next. But first, we're going to go over to Gene, Conservation Camp. Please step up, tell us your name, and what is that question and comment that you might have for Dorian Wormsley?
Hi, Dorian. My name is Myra. We weren't part of the beginning half. I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story. And I have a praise report. I have been down 10 years and 2 months, and I go to court in 2 days, and God has cleared me of all felonies, and I'm getting out.
Oh, my God. Bravo! Yeah. Bravo! That is amazing. So what is the first thing you're going to do when you get out? Come to Hope for Prisoners? Woo! Yeah! No, congratulations, though.
Thank you so much.
That is amazing. All right. She had a praise report. We're going to be over here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. Please stand up. Tell us your name. And what is that question, comment you might have for Dorian?
My name's Peggy, and I just really wanted to thank you. Right now, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel really lost. And what you were saying about the bamboo and how it takes time to see the results. And you talked about just coming here for the Huddle Up, just being here every Tuesday. Sorry, it really helped me because I'm feeling really lost, but it makes me think if I just keep doing what I'm doing, things will get better.
My gosh, give her a hand for that. Give her a hand. Dorian, thank you for sharing that. That's planting seeds in someone else. We're going to come right back here to the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. I want you to please stand up. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment that you might have. You got to stand up. And you're going to take the mic too, aren't you? Go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Julia, and looking at the camera, I love you, Dorian. One of the things that you said was that your friend took you out, right? Because she knew that she didn't want to put you in a situation where there might be alcohol or other things that might trigger you. And I just thought that was so cool, and that's something I'm going to take with me for people that I know that are in that situation where they're healing, where they're going through recovery. And it's just, I think, a beautiful thing that we can do. So thank you for that. And then the other question is, you talked about your tools. Rob talked about leadership. You talked about your mentor. So what other things have you done on your journey to learn more, to better yourself, to help you thrive and survive and just do all the great things that you're doing? Thank you.
That's a great
Something
question.
I heard from, I think it was Zig Ziglar, about you have to hear something a certain amount of times before you finally take it in. And one thing I did during my growth of transformation was I stopped listening to music, only podcasts and audiobooks of who I wanted to become. I wanted to become a podcast host, the best fitness coach, and a speaker. So all the podcasts and books I read were on communication, how to train women, how to get better at your workout selection, how to run your business. Because for a long time, I was listening to stripper drug dealing music. That was my jam. It still is to this day. I'll still listen to it. Because somebody asked me recently, like, how does the music, when I run my group fitness classes, I play that hip hop, but it doesn't have the same hold on me anymore. Because for so long, I went not listening to it, not letting it have an effect on me. Because I'm not dumb, but there was things I would hear in songs and go do. Nothing crazy, but smoking weed in the Planet Hollywood because I heard it in a song, and just things like that I would do because I heard Future say it, or Gucci Man. I was young and dumb. I didn't know what I was doing. But now I can listen to those songs and I use them more as nostalgia. It takes me back 2014, 15, 16, when I was not who I am now, but I can still have those memories of hanging out with my friends, turning up, but not doing it anymore. But I think figuring out what you want to do and what you want to get better at, listen to podcasts on it every day. But don't just listen and become an information hoarder, because a lot of us do that. We read all the books, we read all the podcasts again and again, this person, but never putting the tools to work. So once you get a new tool, take it with you into the street. See if you can change how you react to a trigger. See how you can change how you act towards your spouse, how you act to your kids when they do something you don't like, how you continue to show up for yourself. And before you know it, all these tools, like I said earlier, brick, 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 now you're just a huge, beautiful piece of artwork. So yeah, listen to my podcast. I'll change your life.
Man, that is so good. That's so good, so good, so good. We still have a couple more minutes. Any other questions or comment that you might have for Dorian Wormsley? I love that building brick by brick. Built brick by brick. I love that. And keep showing up. He said he was showing up for the huddles, right? Even though you can't see it right now, but somewhere down the line, you're gonna be very focused. Any other questions we have for Dorian Wormsley inside the institution? Chat, make sure you check on the chat. If anybody is dropping something inside the chat, going once, going, there we go.
Hey.
All right, here. Would you please stand up and tell us your name? What was that question and comment you might have for Dorian?
JR. Thank you, Dorian. Appreciate your words tonight. And question for you. If drugs, alcohol really isn't a trigger for you anymore, do you ever get stuck mentally? Just where you're at, and even though things are going right, do you ever just run into a wall? And if you do, how do you undo it?
That's a great question.
That is a great question, to assume things are going well. No, I'm just kidding. Every day is going to be different. Like I said, you just keep showing up. Like it's easier, like I said earlier, the metaphor I give, to steer a car in motion. I don't always feel it. I don't always want to, but feelings come and go. It don't last forever. And if you get controlled by your feelings, you're only going to get so far. So that's why the advice I would give for that question is just continue to show up with what you can that day. Some days you might knock out 100 tasks. You might run 3 miles. Some days you might run half a mile in one task. But the goal is to continue to plant that seed no matter what. You got to. You got to trust in belief. I think belief is very important for people to have. Hope is great. Hope for prisoners. Hope is great. But at some point, you got to start believing because that's internal. I believed I was getting out the hospital and going to walk. I believed it. I'm not lying. I believed it. I wasn't hopeful because when you hope, sometimes you got to worry about a lot of external factors that come into to make it happen. So when you start in believing you're capable of certain things, who's going to tell you no? If they tell you no, they might not be in your circle. Yes, sir.
That is so awesome. Give them a big hand for that. Listen, as we come to a close, let me give you an opportunity to talk about what it is that's a great work that you're doing.
Thank you so much, John. I'm Julia Lazarek with Prison Families Alliance. And as everybody goes through their journey, your family and friends and loved ones on the outside are also going through their journey. So as you're doing that, Prison Families Alliance provides support group meetings across the United States. It doesn't matter where you live, we're online, and we're also in 8 states, and we're here in Las Vegas. So if there's anybody in your family that might need support, anybody that even returning citizens, even after people are released, it's not over. You're still on your journey, and we support the families. You're part of the family. So I just want to let everybody know that we do have this support inside, outside, and when people are released. And then also we're working on a pilot program. So December 18th through 20th, we're going to have a bus that's going to take people to visit their loved ones at High Desert and Southern Desert. So if anybody's interested, we'll provide information. And our hope is that the pilot goes well and we could offer more rides because we know how important it is to keep the family together both inside and out. So thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for the great work that you do. So that also gives us an opportunity to talk about the family reunification. 2 things I want to talk about. Number one thing I want to talk about is we are putting on a 101 Christmases event for the children of incarcerated parents. I know a lot of you that are on the inside there at Gene Camp and at 3 Lakes and at Casa Grande, they're going to be able to participate in that just so that we can have the opportunity to be able to connect them with their family. So on next Tuesday night, everybody say next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will not have the huddle up here, but we're going to have the huddle up inside the magical forest over at Opportunity Village, right? So for the families that are inside, they're going to be participating inside Opportunity Village, but outside in the magical forest with those 25,000 lights, we're inviting you. We bought the park out. We're going to close the park, and we're inviting you guys to come out with your family and friends, and you can be able to drink hot chocolate and put the little peppermint sticks in there, and you can be able to ride the rides and the trains with those 25,000 lights. I want you guys to come out there so we can turn that thing into a Hallmark movie. So this we will not be here next Tuesday night. You're invited out to Opportunity Village. For those of you that are going to be going in the park, you want to get to that park around 6:30, and that's when you're going to be able to get into the magical forest. Does that make sense? So can we give it up for Dorian Wormsley? Man, thank you so very, very much. Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
So back to the bamboo. Another thing about the bamboo is that it bends, but it doesn't break. So when storms come, typhoons, everything, it remains strong. So make sure you be a bamboo. You keep showing up every Tuesday, regardless if you see it happening for you. Trust that it is. What's the other option? You don't want to go back to who you used to be? Show up every Tuesday. Different speaker, different mindset, a different story to help you level up. You got to just lock in, and you got to believe it. That's it. We're not going back. We're only going forward and going up. 2 words, keep growing.
Give it up for Dorian, please. And I tell you, I get asked to go on a lot of people's podcasts, and I have gone on other people's podcasts. I had the most fun going on his podcast because it was raw and uncut. Dorian, can you grab the mic and just tell us how? Where can we for those people that want to follow? Got people online, people in here. How can we follow you?
So my Instagram, LinkedIn, everything's under my name, Dorian Wormsley, named after my dad. We have different middle names. So, but I'll pop up. The title's Bamboo Season, SZN, which is a significance to my friend who passed away. He inhaled his own vomit at 25. Season was his thing, so I put that on top of it. So it's Bamboo Season Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. If you got a story, you want to tell it, you're ready, DM me, shoot me DM. I'm always open to hearing stories of people. Like I said, we need to hear real stories from real people, not drama, not gossip, not politics, not all that. We need to be inspired, not informed.
Man, that is so good. That's a word right there. Man, give it up one more time for Dorian Wormsley. Follow him, his podcast, Instagram. We want to say goodnight to everybody here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. Remember, next Tuesday night, 6:30, Opportunity Village, 6300 West Oakley. And for those of you going to be participating with your families, we're looking very forward to just bless the socks right off of the feet of your children. We're going to eat big meals, have fun, and things of that nature. Want to say goodnight to everybody out in the institutions and also the people on the Hope for Prisons Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining us, the YouTube channel and the LinkedIn channel. Until next week, God bless you, and we'll see you then.